Hi, my name's Sam from Crucible Labs, and today I'm going to be walking you through how to set up your Ledger device and use it with the Crucible Labs Chrome extension wallet. We'll be following the user guide on the Crucible Labs website. Alright, so to get started, we need to make sure we have a Ledger device and a data sharing cable. Be very careful not to use a charging cable because this will only work if the cable is data sharing. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is plug in the Ledger device so that it's physically connected to my computer. On the Ledger device, it says, "Welcome to NanoX. Please press the right button." All right, so next we have to install the Ledger Live app. On the App Store, this is the one that you'll want here. I've already gone ahead and downloaded it, and you can see this is what the Ledger Live app looks like. So now we're gonna walk through setting it up as a new device. Okay, Ledger is now going to give me a recovery phrase and ask me to repeat it back. I'll meet you back here when I'm done that. And we're back, we've generated our recovery phrase, and now we're going to confirm our PIN, which again, this is our dummy PIN, 1, 2, 3, 4, and your device is ready. All right, so now we're gonna have to go back into Ledger Live. We'll go to My Ledger, and you'll see a pop-up on your Ledger device that says allow a secure connection with Ledger. The first thing you'll want to do when you've created that secure connection is check your OS version and see if there's any firmware updates. It's much easier to update the firmware first, then download the apps, but really you can do it in any order. Once you've done that, go down to your app catalog, and this Polkadot app is the one that we will be using for all things BitTensor. So I'll go ahead and install that. All right, we are all ready to go, and we can check our apps are installed here on this page. We can also see on the Ledger device itself that now we will have Polkadot. All right, so now we are ready to continue to actually connect the Ledger to the Crucible wallet. So the first thing you'll want to do is make sure you actually have the Crucible wallet extension. At this point, my Ledger is unlocked and my Polkadot app is open. So let's get started. All right, we're going to go ahead and click Import Wallet and connect Ledger Wallet and grant USB permissions. This is going to pop us open to a web page where we just have to kind of do a dummy click to make sure the device is physically connected and unlocked and the Polkadot app is open. All of that is so that we can allow USB permissions. So we want to be able to connect to this device so that we can send transactions. So you'll just click connect. If your device is not connected or unlocked, you will not see this screen. All right, so this will pop up the Crucible wallet in your browser here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click connect wallet. You can see I've done quite a few of these. I just call this Sam Ledger, and I will import the wallet. Great, so now you can see my name, my wallet address, and the fact that I have 0 tau. I'm gonna go ahead now and transfer over some tau to this wallet so that we can get started staking to Core Alpha and doing other transactions. All right, let's stake to Core Alpha. So I'll start by clicking the stake to Core Alpha, which will bring me to a verify device page. Now what this is going to do is verify that you own your Ledger device with the Crucible Labs servers. You can see exactly the transaction that's going to be sent to your device. This transaction never touches the blockchain and it's completely free. When I click continue, that transaction will appear on my Ledger device. You can see the chain, that it's a system remark and not a full transaction, and what the remark hex looks like. When I approve that, I've officially authenticated with the Crucible Lab server, and I can go ahead to create a proxy wallet. Now we use a proxy wallet to unstake dividends that you've accumulated from root and reallocate them into specific subnets. In order to do this, we use a proxy wallet. You'll need to first authorize the creation of a proxy wallet on your Ledger device and then fund the proxy wallet with 0.01 tau. So on this page, we'll be signing 2 transactions. When I click authorize, it'll send the first, which is a proxy wallet creation transaction. On the Ledger, you can see the chain, you can see that we're adding a proxy, the delegate ID, and you can confirm that the address here is what you see on your Ledger device. The proxy type is stating that this proxy is only allowed to stake and unstake. It's not allowed to make any kind of transfers or other transactions. And let's approve that. Now this may take a few minutes, but hold on and stay on this page because there's a second transaction that we need to do. If you click away during this time and you come back later to stake to Core Alpha, you will be redirected back to this page to make sure that you funded your proxy wallet before being allowed to continue to stake to Core Alpha. Now we get the funding transaction on our ledger device. So now we can see this is a transfer function. So the transfer allowed death means that we would in theory be able to drain our wallet if we wanted to. In this case, I hope we're not draining it. I hope we have more than 0.01 tau. It shows us the destination ID, which you can confirm is this proxy wallet address. Gives us the value in tau, 0.01, and we'll go ahead and approve that. Excellent, so I now have a proxy wallet that is funded, and now I get to allocate as normal. So I'm just going to allocate a very small amount for now, just for the sake of a demo. Again, you can always customize your strategy of opt-in preferred and opt-out subnets, what kind of strategy, if you want to do top 5, top 20, and if you want to go by market cap or default. For now, I'll just take all the default settings. Now, when I click allocate, I'll see the transaction appear on my ledger device. So here I see please review. I have the chain. It gives me that it's adding a stake and the hotkey, which is of course the Crucible Labs hotkey for anything related to Core Alpha. It gives me the net UID, which is of course root. And it gives me the amount staked in RAW. Now we've given you the RAW to tau conversion here. This is on the Polkadot app side and not under our control. So you will always see staking transactions done in RAW and transfers done in tau. So I'll go ahead and approve that. It may take a couple of seconds to a minute for this to be registered on chain. Excellent, and we're all done. We've now staked to Core Alpha using our ledger device. Okay, so now I'm going to walk through how to unstake from Core Alpha if you ever do choose to do so. So we're going to click on the Core Alpha here and wait for the validator to load. And let's say we want to completely unstake. Okay, so we'll click that unstake button there. And we'll see the transaction, remove stake, hotkey, again, that's the Crucible Labs hotkey, we can verify that, from subnet 0, and that's the amount unstaked in RAW, which we can see here, that conversion and what that looks like. And we'll approve that transaction. Now for Core Alpha, we're not quite done yet. Now that we've completely unstaked, we do need to verify a separate transaction to remove our proxy wallet from the chain, which will give us back our 0.1 tau. I'll now walk through the manual staking with Ledger. So the first thing I'll do is go under allocate and stake myself. Now I'm going to pick a random subnet, the first one here, which is shoots, and I will allocate a small amount. Again, this is just a demo, and wait for the calculation of the slippage and loading which validators I can stake with. Now, what I'll say here is that my ledger is currently locked. If I click stake, I'll see this error telling me that it's locked and that I need to unlock it and open up the Polkadot app and try again. All right, so my Polkadot app is now ready. I'm gonna click stake and I should see a transaction appear on my ledger device. Please review, gives me the chain, gives me what type. Again, I'm adding a stake to a subnet, gives me the hotkey, so that's the validator that I have selected. The net UID, this is subnet 64. And the amount staked in RAW. Again, we give you that conversion here so that you can confirm it. And I'll approve that. Great, and we have successfully staked. All right, so I'm gonna walk you through how to unstake from any given subnet. So we click on the subnet, and that'll bring us to the unstake page. Once our validators have loaded, we can unstake completely, or we can unstake any amount that we choose. Here I'm going to unstake everything, and I can see the slippage tolerance here, so I know how much I'm losing in slippage, and I'll click unstake, which will send the transaction to my ledger device. Now on the ledger, I see please review, gives me the chain again. It's telling me that it's removing the stake and the hotkey from which it's removing, which I can verify here again, which is just the validator hotkey. It tells me that I'm unstaking from subnet 64, and it gives me the amount in RAW, which of course you can verify here. The final piece here is to make a transfer. So I'm going to go down to the transfer tab here on the bottom right. I'm going to take the address of my other testing wallet and just put it in here. I'm going to transfer over 0.1 tau. And at this point, my ledger device is connected, unlocked, and Polkadot is open. So I will click send. and I see the transaction appear on my device. Please review. It gives me the chain. It tells me that if I wanted to, this transfer allow death means that I could transfer everything out of my Ledger wallet into another wallet. And it gives me the destination ID, which I can confirm up here, and the value, and this one it's given to me in Tau. The amount you see on your device does already account for the fees of the transaction, which is why it's slightly lower than this Tau amount here. And I'll approve that. Great, and transfer has been successful. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Please don't hesitate. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please reach out to us at Crucible anytime. Thanks so much.